Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I am zu-wii-mama and this is my teeny weeny tiny little series where I try and make all the mobs as small as I possibly can with the most amount of detail. Now I normally focus on doing the big mobs, but today, like I said, we're doing the mini mobs and I've decided to take a small change in direction and I've decided to do Minecraft skins. So I've got some of the big names here. I've got Preston, Unspeakable, Dan TDM, and so on and so forth. But anyway, today we are doing a MrBeast skin. So if you want to build this guy, let's get to it. So unfortunately, we've got a long list of blocks here, but it will be worth it at the end of it. Okay, so here we go. So 12 white concrete, 4 light blue wool, 4 light blue concrete, 4 pink wool, 1 pink concrete, 2 red terracotta, 2 green terracotta, 53 white terracotta, 35 grey concrete, 22 grey wool, 22 stripped oak wood, 18 brown mushroom blocks, 27 brown concrete powder, 43 brown wool, and 55 brown concrete. And that's your lot. So let's get on and build this guy, shall we? So starting off the build, we're going to do 2 white concrete, leave a 2 block gap and do another 2 white concrete. Next row up, we're going to do brown concrete, so 2 on top of there and 2 on top of there, followed by a brown wool. We're going to do 2 on top of that one and 2 on top of that one. So we're building up his legs nicely now. And then what you want to do is switch to your brown concrete, and we're going to do a row all the way across to the other side, and that's connected those babies up. Now we're going to work on the torso. So what I need to do is grab your grey concrete, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, followed by a light blue wool, followed by 2 grey concrete. That's our first row complete. Next row up on the left hand side, we're going to do again grey concrete, followed by a light blue concrete, followed by a light blue wool, and then a pink wool, and then 2 white blocks. Bom bom. There we go. Next row complete. Then top left again, we're going to start from this side. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 with a pink wool, followed by a pink concrete, a light blue wool, and a light blue concrete, and that's our next row complete. And then our final row, again from the top left, we're going to go with our grey concrete. We're going to go 1, 2, followed by 2 light blue concrete, 1 light blue wool, and then followed by a grey concrete on the end. And if you haven't already guessed already, that is meant to be the MrBeast logo. So if you squint your eyes, you can just about see it. But obviously the amount of blocks I had available to build it, unfortunately that's the best I could get it looking. Anyway, enough of me talking, let's get onto the arms. So using your white terracotta, what I want you to do is come to the grey here, and you're going to come out by the side by 2, and you can do that on exactly on the same on the other side, so 2 like so. On top of that, you can do your grey wool. We're going to do 1, 2, and then do the same on the other side, 1, 1, 2, and then all you need to do is get your grey concrete, and we're going to fill it up to the top on both sides. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go, there's the front of the build complete already. Now spinning around to the back is very straightforward and quite simple actually. So all we're going to do is literally replicate the same on the legs. So all you're going to do is bring everything out by 1 block. So the white concrete can come out by 1 towards us. Same with the brown concrete. And then same with the brown wool. The brown concrete again. So there we go, that's all brought out. So that's the legs done. The top half is slightly different. What we'll do is do the hands first. We'll bring those out by 1. There we go. And then what we can do is switch to our grey wool this time. Sorry, I can't spit my words out. And we're going to do 2 on top of the arms again. But then we're going to do a row all the way across the base here. And then do another 2 above the other hands. Switch to our grey concrete this time. And pretty much what we're going to do is do a row all the way across the bottom here. Like that. Then what we're going to do is come to the end, and just where we started off with the grey concrete, we're going to come up by 1 and then across like so, like that. So you've got a squiggly little pattern. Do the same on the opposite side. So you're going to come up by 1 there, bring that across, dum 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 dum. You see what I'm doing, yeah? There we go, looking good. And then switch to your grey wool, and we're going to go 1 there, 1 there, bum, 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 across there, up there, 1 there, and then there should be 2 block gap left in the middle with grey concrete in there. So you should be able to see that pattern there. Now all we need to do is whack this little guy's head on, and we're all done. Let's spin on around to the front and get the head done. Right, to kick things off, we're actually going to do the side of the head this time. So what we're going to do is come onto the left-hand side of the build, and we're going to come in one from the edge of the arm onto this block here, and we're going to use our white terracotta. We're going to go 1, 2, and so it's going to be overhanging the front of the body by 1 block, and then we're going to go, okay, so we're going to start from here, so 1, 2, and then to the left of that we're going to do a brown wool and then a brown concrete on the end. Then on top of this we're going to go brown wool, we're going to go 1, 2, drop back down, and we're going to do a brown concrete powder. Switch back to your white terracotta, and we're going to go 1, 2, come up, 1, 2, 3, come up again by 1, and then put 1 on the end like so. So you should have a pattern looking like that so far. Now switch to your stripped oak wood, and on the left hand side we're going to come up by 2, so 1, 2. In this gap just here, we're actually going to pop in a brown concrete powder, and then on top of that you can do another stripped oak wood as well. Now switch to your brown concrete. On the right hand side here we're going to come up by 3, so 1, 2, 3. Drop back down into this left hand side. In here we're going to do 2 wool, so 1, 2. Then switch back to your brown mushroom block. We're going to pop 1 in there and 1 in there. On top of this left hand side now, while we're here, we're going to do brown concrete powder by 1, 2. To the right of that, 2 brown concrete. Then to the right of that we're going to do a stripped oak wood, and then another brown mushroom block, and then the final block is going to be a brown wool. There we go. And sorry, I didn't try and I tried to keep it all simple by doing the same blocks, so if not, we're going to be switching blocks every 2 seconds. But anyway, you should have the side of the head looking a little bit like this so far. Now, for my fellow subscribers out there, you know me and you know what it's like. We'd like to have little races from time to time. So what we're going to do is going to copy this exact same panel onto this side of the body. So remember, we're going to come from the right hand side this time. We're going to come in 1 block, and you can place your white and again, all we're going to do is copy the exact same thing in front of you here. So all you need to do is look across, and again, brown wool, and then what we got on the end, brown concrete, and so on and so forth. If you don't want to race and you just want to take your time, just go ahead and we'll catch up in a second. But for anyone that does want to race to see how quick you are against me, then let's get ready to rumble. Right, so in 3, 2, 1, let's go, 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 go. Right, make sure you got your head in the right place, because that would be an absolute disaster if you do. But I just want to say, anyone that's watching that's new around here, I just want to say I don't edit these bits. I always try and do these bits without editing, and I'm trying to make it as fair and square as possible, and I don't rehearse this. This is me. You can probably hear my controller frantically in the background smashing away, because I do want to win. I do want to win. So yeah, it's quite tricky, because I'm obviously trying to talk at the same time as well as building this. Oh, it's looking good. Oh, what am I missing? I'm missing blocks. What am I missing? That. Oh, no, 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 no. Right, that. I'm panicking. I'm panicking. I don't want you winning. That's the main game of it. I don't want to lose. Right, brown, mushroom. I'm nearly done. I'm done. If you beat me, congratulations, because I was fumbling quite a bit there, and if you didn't, unlucky, and good luck on the next one. But nevertheless, you should now have 2 sides of the head looking exactly the same, and just to remember that there should be 1 block in from either side of the arms, and there should be overhanging the front of the body by 1 block and overhanging the back of the body by 1 block. Okay, so now we've got that out of the way, let's crack on with the rest of this guy's head. So spin on round to the back of the build, and we're going to just build up the back of the head from now, right? So what we're going to do is go to a brown concrete, and from the bottom left hand side of the build, we're going to start from this block here. We're going to come across by 2, 1, 2. Next to that is going to be a brown wool, followed by another 2 brown concrete, and then followed by another brown wool. So that's our first row complete. Next row, we're going to go with our brown concrete. On the left hand side, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Drop back down to this block here, and again we're going to do 2 brown wool, 1, 2. Then switch back to your brown concrete, and this time we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3 if I can place them properly. 4 on that side, so you should have something looking like that. Switch it back to your brown wool, and we're going to drop back down to this right hand side, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Then switch back to your brown concrete, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 like so. So you should have something looking like that. Now, from the left-hand side, what we're going to do on top of this brown concrete we're going to do 2 brown wool, followed by a stripped oak wood, followed by a mushroom block. Drop back down to the next row. What we're going to do is a mushroom block on here, followed by 2 stripped oak wood, 1, 2, followed by 2 brown concrete powder. That's our next row complete. Then on top of this one, so we've got our brown concrete already there. We're going to go with our brown wool. On top of that, a mushroom block, and then another brown concrete powder. Our next column, we're going to start from here. We're going to do 2 brown mushroom blocks again, 2, followed by a brown wool, 2 stripped oak wood, and then followed by another mushroom block on top. Our next one is going to be, I forgot what I was doing. Right, sorry. 2 stripped oak wood, followed by some concrete powder. 1, 2, 3, all the way to the top. And then our final and last one, we're going to start with our brown wool, followed by a stripped oak wood, mushroom block, and then another powder on top. And that is the back of our head complete. There we go. That went too bad, eh? Now if we spin on round, all the way back to the front of the build, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way up and we're going to work on the top section now. So from the back left hand side of the build, so we're at the front of the build, remember, back left hand side, we're going to go to this brown concrete and we're going to bring it back by across by 1, should I say, followed by some brown wool. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. A concrete powder. Now this is where it becomes a little bit, you know, a little bit dodgy. So you're going to have to put like a layer of blocks underneath here, or you could use string, or you could use barrier blocks if you really want. I'm just going to place any old block here for the time being because we don't want our powder falling all the way down. So we'll put a concrete powder on top like that, followed by another brown concrete. So that's our first row complete. Then back to the left hand side, we're going to go with our stripped oak wood again. We're going to go 1 there. Then we're going to go with another powder, so I'm just going to pop a block there for the time being. Another powder on top there, followed by another 2 stripped oak wood, 1, 2, and then followed by some more brown wool. We're going to go 1, 2, all the way to the end, like so. Now this last and final row, we're going to do another brown wool, followed by 2 brown concrete, followed by another concrete powder, so we can just bring that across a minute. Concrete powder is going to go there, followed by a brown concrete, and then followed by another wool. And there we go. That is the top section of your head done as well. Now we've done that, we can spin on around and let's put this guy's face on, shall we? Because he looks a little bit odd without it. So all we're going to do now is get a white terracotta, and from the bottom of this white terracotta, you can bring it all the way across to the opposite side, like so. Then on the next row up, we're going to go 1, 2. This time in the center there, we're going to do his mouth. So we're going to do a bit of red terracotta and then follow it up by another 2 white terracotta like that. Then the next row up again is going to be white terracotta all the way across like so. Then on the left hand side this time, we're going to go with a white concrete followed by a green terracotta. And then 2 more white terracotta in the center. And again, repeat the process on the eyes. Going to go a green... that looked funny. Green terracotta there, and then a white concrete on the end like so. Now what we're going to do is switch to our brown concrete, and on top of the eyes we're going to do 2 brown like so. I know that looks a little bit weird at the minute, but don't worry, it's going to look completely different in a minute. So 2 brown concrete on top. Then what you want to do is get your white terracotta, and we're going to go fill them blocks in there. And you might as well, if you really want to and you've got blocks spared, you might as well just fit it all in. It really ain't going to matter, because in a minute we're going to whack on the hair in a second and it's going to look completely different. Okay, so starting on the left hand side of the build, what we can do is use our brown wool. So what we're going to do is, he's got a really long extended eyebrow here, so what we're going to do is leave these 2 blocks, and we're going to start from this block here, so brown wool, and then on top of that we're going to go brown concrete powder, do 1, 2, and then that's it. On the next row, what we're going to do is come above this eyebrow, we're going to go with our stripped oak wood, and I like to place mine sideways and they're pointing across, so stripped oak wood there. And then this block here, we need to put another concrete powder. So like I said earlier, you can use string, or if you really want, you can use a barrier block if you're in creative. So what you're going to do then is use a concrete powder on top of that, followed by a brown wool next to that one. Then what we're going to do is above this, we're going to do another brown concrete powder, another stripped oak wood next to that, followed by a mushroom block next to that one, and then go up again. We're going to do a concrete powder. To the right of that, we're going to do a brown wool, followed by another mushroom block on top of that one. So that's one side of the hair complete. Now we can swing onto the right hand side of the build, and again we're going to leave these two brown here, and we're going to start from this block on the end. And again, you need to use string or a barrier block. I'm going to use a barrier block, and then on top of that you want to use your concrete powder, followed by a mushroom block, followed by another concrete powder, and you want to stop there. Then next to this concrete powder, I want you to place a brown wool. On top of that, another concrete powder. Again, you need to put string or a barrier block just here, and then this one needs to be a concrete powder as well. Above that is going to be a mushroom block, and a mushroom block just here, followed by another stripped oak wood just like so. And there you go, my friends, congratulations. There you go, you've made yourself a tiny weeny eeny little MrBeast, and he looks pretty cool. I really enjoyed making that, and I'll tell you what, so far he has to be one of my favorite builds that I've built so far out of all the Minecraft skins, should I say. So anyway, I've been zu-wii-mama. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I'll see you on the next one. I've been zu-wii-mama. Bye.